Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome back to your favorite podcast. I am still Oliver George. I am still chronically ill. I still love it. And this is still Sick with Sarcasm. The nerves I had about releasing that first episode were huge because it's vulnerable, because I don't talk about my own stuff. I just talk about like my experience, my feelings of chronic illness. So this is more me. This is more about me. So this is my time. So if you like selfish, chronically ill people, stay and listen. So as you can see, I'm already cutting myself off quite a lot. But hey, chronic illness friends, nice to see you. I hope you're doing okay, as can be. Check in with me. I haven't been here. I've been here on the planet, but I've not been here in front of you, behind a camera, on social media. I've not been here. The reason I've not been here is I went to Copenhagen, needed to recover. And then when I recovered, I started taking new medication because I'm guinea pigging myself out more. Guinea pigging myself out sounds like it might be code name for something very adult. But it doesn't mean that. It means I'm guinea pigging my body because I want to know if something's going to work. And I haven't tried medication for many years because someone told me not to do it. That's a whole different topic. Let's get on with the Q&A. Yeah. So now I've teased you with all the medication chat. I can hear you just being like, come on, stop gatekeeping. What is this guinea pigging of medication you're doing? What medication is it and has it helped? Well, that leads me straight into this question. What medication have you been trialing to help your chronic illness, and has any of it helped? Wow. Wouldn't you like to know? I am going to tell you. Of course I am. First of all, I want to tell you the facts of the medication, the names and the facts of of why I'm taking them. The trials and the research suggests this is what they should do. Hopefully, maybe. LDN, low dose naltrexone, was originally used for addiction, but found in smaller doses, it supposedly helps calm an overactive nervous system, reduce pain, and sometimes help fatigue in conditions such as CFS/ME and fibromyalgia. Ketotifen, one of those. It's spelled Ketotifen. It's a mast cell stabilizer and super antihistamine. We're doing this to actually see if I have MCAS and to what degree. So we take these, and he's betting his farm. He said, I bet my farm it'll be this. Montelukast. All pretty fun names. MCAS, again, is blocking some other thing that produces histamine. And then I've got a really rogue one, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. But LDN, ketotifen, Montelukast are all at the root cause of what might be the problem. So I have symptoms because my body's producing too much inflammation, because it's sending out messages to the nervous system being like, hey, you, panic now. And LDN gets to that and it says to the nervous system, chill out, man, chill out. You don't need to do that. And so then, in theory, I shouldn't even get the symptoms of tight muscles, nerve pain, all the things, because it's getting to the root of it and saying, no, don't you dare do that. So I like that. I like the idea of it. Has it worked? Maybe I'll tell you in a minute. Same with the MCAS stabilizers. All of them get to the root cause because they're getting to the cause of and the production of histamine. So it's like, oh, panic, send crazy histamine, and shut this guy down and give him weird symptoms to tell him he's in danger. These meds get to the root to stop the production of that. They don't let it happen and then treat the symptom. They're getting to the root. So that reassures me a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is great and well worthwhile. Shit, I just need to check my mic. Huh, we're on green. I've learned my lesson from episode 1. I'm trying all things every day, holistic, and now also not holistic. But I like to think this is like a combination of the two, because I've got medication like chemicals, but being used to the root cause. Most of the big updates will come here on the podcast. So make sure you listen every single week, every second, every moment of your waking hour should be listening to this podcast on repeat. Because even if it's not new information, maybe it's good information. If I've scared you, just know that I'm joking. You may return to the screen to your AirPods. I'm sorry if I've frightened you and you've dropped your laptop or phone or headphones. Welcome back. This is a deep one and a relatable one. And actually, question 2 might become question 1. I might edit this and put this first because I like this. And I think everyone's going to like this because I think everyone can relate to this question. And I didn't write your name down, and I'm really sorry. But if you've asked me this question, know that this was for you because actually only one person wrote these exact words because I've written down your exact words. I'm waffling. Here's the question. How to start feeling like you deserve to be loved again and won't be a burden to those around you. I think this feeling comes from the fact that most people with a chronic illness are people pleasers. And maybe we're here because we're people pleasers. And maybe we've done so much people pleasing that we've forgotten about ourselves. And so something went wrong. I don't know. That's a bit, take it or leave it. But I think we're all people pleasers. And because we're people pleasers, we carry on trying to people please with a chronically ill body. And then when the body doesn't work how we'd like it to work so we can please the other people, we're then really disappointed. And then we feel this heavy sense of shame and burden, and it's horrible. It's the worst thing ever. But it's so common and normal, and I think everyone with a chronic illness probably experiences this. And if you don't, you're either lying or you're truthing, and you need to tell us the secrets because I won't believe you. Yeah, I can't believe that anyone can truly always never feel like that. Just like little glimpses. Like I used to feel like that loads. And actually, a good sad example was probably year 2 of illness. I wrote a Father's Day card to my father, believe it or not, and it said, "Happy Father's Day. Thanks for putting up with me." And like looking back on that, I'm like, that is so sad. How? Why? Why have I mean, I know why. Like, illness does that, but like, it's so sad that I felt like that. Like, thanks for putting up with me to my own dad. Like, it's just because I couldn't people please and do gardening for him and do things when he asked me to do them and like be how I was before. And I obviously don't like letting people down. I don't like upsetting people. I like to be useful. I like to, yeah, make people happy. And because I was so ill for the first 2 years, I couldn't do any of that. And so then it's like, what's my worth now? I've lost my worth because of my chronic illness. Like I can't do what I did before that pleased people. And now I can't do that. I am nothing. I have no worth. And that's sort of how it feels. But over time, luckily, I don't feel like that as much. Of course, there's still pinchings of that. How did I do that? Because you're asking me how to start feeling like you deserve to be loved again and won't be a burden to those around you. And the truth is, there is no single answer. But if I had to give you a single answer in real real short form, hey, we welcome all form of brain fogging within this podcast. Feel free to write brain foggy comments. Do whatever you like. Welcome me, and I will welcome you. Where was I? Oh, in short form, it is about finding a new sense of you and of yourself. Because I think if you find that within yourself, then you learn and you know that you deserve to be loved. Of course you do. And you're not a burden to those around you. And anyone that does make you feel like that, you can flick them away. We don't need those people around you because people around you need to be understanding of your situation. And if they're not, they need to be flicked away or we need to have serious words. Me and them, not you and them. You don't need to do it. Send them to me. I'll do it. I've told you already, I'm so confrontational and I'm very scary. We'll do it. we'll do it. If you're on Spotify right now, picture me pointing at the camera with the 2 eye thing, like I'm going 2 fingers in my eyes, pointing it back at the camera. Bang, confrontation complete. Everyone's scared again. You might feel like a burden personally, but other people should not be making you feel like a burden. That's a stone hard fact. We're not having other people making you feel like a burden. And again, if that happens, we need a chat. But yeah, I think to find that feeling, you have to find yourself. Oh, that's deep. I'm not telling you to go traveling or anything like that, because we can't do that. But also, that's not what I mean. So that's irrelevant. Forget I even said that. But yeah, you need to find yourself. You need to find the moments of joy. You need to be patient with yourself and allow the situation you're in. And you can say it's shit, and you can say, I don't want to be here. And then you can focus on what you can do and what you love and who you are and what you represent and what you believe in and your values and all of these things. Find all of the things and highlight things you like about yourself. I like that I'm really, really sexy, and it's really helpful that I'm so good looking. I'm joking. It's a joke. This is sarcasm. It's sick with sarcasm. I like, genuinely, if I'm going to answer it in a vulnerable state, scary, mask up, no, mask off, it's coming back, vulnerable state. I like that I'm a massive softie. I'm well open to all things, hence guinea pigging. But I'm open to everything, and I like everyone, and I like to chat to people, and I'm a people pleaser. But I'm now a people pleaser with boundaries. I'm waffling, but yeah, find things you like about yourself, and allow yourself time to look at the things you don't like that is going on right now, but don't sit in that. You can know it's there, um, but I promise you, there are plenty of good things about you, even with a chronic illness. Even with a chronic illness, there are plenty of good things about you. I promise. I promise. And you do deserve to be loved, and you are not a burden. Done. How you get to that point is another thing. Maybe just replay that last 10 seconds of this podcast. Maybe do it 10 times, or replay the podcast 10 times, because that would be good for me. But I want what's good for you. So replay the last 10 seconds, and maybe it'll sit well with you. Maybe you need to hear it more. And yeah, perhaps question, not necessarily who's around you, but your relationship with them. Relationships do change with chronic illness. That's just a fact. Because it may come from you internally. It may come from them internally. They might not know how to deal with what's going on, and you don't know. And so the relationship changes, and you find ways to still have that relationship, but in a different way. And that's okay, and that's fine. And finding that new relationship with that person, with yourself, undoubtedly helps the feeling of deserving to be loved and feeling like a burden. I'm waffling. I want to do a quick Instagram shout out to everyone struggling to find the email button on my profile, which is great, because I've asked you to email if you want to email, or you can just reply to the question and answer things that I put on my story. But if you want to email big stories, you can, but you do have to find the email button on my Instagram profile. And I'm getting a lot of messages saying, I can't find the email button. So I've also put the email just in words, but I find that annoying. It's there, I promise. I promise it's there. And if it's not, I'll end it all. The podcast, everything. This will all end. It's there, I promise. And we are moving on to the relatable topic of the week. Validation. It's great. We love validation in any form. Internally is probably what most therapists and people would say is the best one. Internally is great, of course. And it's probably the hardest to find, because linking to the last question, we feel like burdens and that we don't deserve to be loved, we don't deserve much, and we are kind of worthless and don't offer much. So internal validation is great. And I think that can come in all forms. I think that can come in validating your experience right now, and it can come in validating who you are and what you can offer, even in your current situation. It's about finding the good, like I just said. But external validation is so sweet, and it shouldn't be. I'm so sorry. It shouldn't be. I shouldn't be bigging this up that much, but I can't tell you how great the feeling is of being externally validated with your chronic illness. And if it comes from a doctor, oh my lord, we are feeling great for about 10 minutes. That's good. Feeling great for 10 minutes whilst living with a chronic illness, great. External validation, I'm not promoting it. I don't think it is important, but you'll understand. It's important. Like, I had a doctor once. I walked in, and first meeting, unfortunately, the second and third meeting was shit. But the first meeting was great. Walk in, right, this is what's going on. This is what I've got. She's like, yeah, this is what you've got. And I'm like, look, you don't know. I don't know. We don't know. And she's like, exactly. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. We were on the same page. It was nice. And like, she's not saying you don't have anything. She's saying, I understand your experience and I'm listening to everything you're saying, but I don't have a fucking clue what to do with you. So what I can do, I can refer you to a place that might have a clue of what to do with you. They might not, but yeah, what you've got going on is shit, but I don't have a clue what to do. That was great. And like, she solved nothing, but I felt validated. And feeling validated was important in that point because 98%, that was a bit nice. 99% of the time you go to the doctors, you come out feeling like absolute shit because they make you feel so small and like what you're saying means absolutely nothing and like you're completely insane. And now I sound insane because I've almost started singing what I'm saying. But I'm trying to make this a nice experience and don't want to trigger everyone because I'm probably feeling quite triggered right now and I'm going to move on and put my mask up. Done. Oh my God, the same with friends and family because we sit there the whole time. We're like, oh my God, do they believe me? Do they think I should be doing this? And like, I can't do that, but do they think that? And do they think I should be here and doing this with my life? And all my friends are doing this and they're way ahead of me. And I'm just stuck here, like looking out the window at the birds and the breeze and the something else beginning with B. But having a friend that's just like, oh man, that's so shit. I had a friend, oh my God, it was beautiful. Beautiful. Wow, bellissima. It was beautiful. A friend said, do you know what, Oz? I think it must be really hard for you going to try all of these things and you go in so positively and then they don't work and then you have to do it again. And you've been doing that for 6 or 7 years. And I was like, do you know what? I haven't even deeped that myself. I've not even given myself credit or validation for that. I'm aware that it sucks. Um, but yeah. And I was like, wow, that's beautiful. Bellissima once again. Because hearing it from someone else before I'd even clocked it myself was like, wow, yeah, no, it is shit. Thank you for validating that. Because yeah, of course it's terrible. Yes, I've tried. Hey, we. I'm saying I, but I mean we, because I know you're there. I mean, not right now, but you're going to be there whenever I upload this. You'll be there with me. We're here. We have tried loads of things, maybe hundreds, certainly hundreds of pounds worth of trialings, thousands of pounds worth of trialings, and it doesn't work, and that is horrible because we're sort of, you grow up and you think you go here, they do this, you feel better, or you go away, you do your exercise, you feel better, and when you do that, and you're so desperate, but also so committed to making it work, devote your life, you make sacrifices for this to work, and then it doesn't. Awful, horrible. And then, well, I have a sad week or two where it didn't work and probably gorge on a bit of chocky and a few biscuits or something. Comfort eater, guilty. um, yeah. I do that, and then I go and try the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, because I'm not stopping. I won't stop till it works, because that's kind of my point. My new purpose, my new sense of worth is trialing everything until I'm fixed. What is fixed? Silly thing to say. Validation, whether external or internal, can completely shift how you feel with living with a chronic illness. It can shift it completely. It's just maybe just for that moment, but it's I can't explain it. The validation, external or internal, when living with a chronic illness, just getting a little slice of it, big or small, is the most beautiful feeling ever, because we spend all our lives invalidating all of this, and then suddenly to feel it wherever it comes from in any form is just the greatest thing ever. And that can be just listening to what I've been up to, or asking me how the hell I am. People are scared to ask me how I am now. I'm finding it very weird. Like, you meet up with someone and people are now scared to ask me how I am. And that's because it's probably awkward, because they're like, he's got a chronic illness. I don't know. And he talks about it online. And so maybe now I can't approach him. Am I not approachable? Am I not approachable? Is this not approachable? Anyway, it's weird. And I hope that relates to you as well. I'm finding that really weird. People are scared to ask me how I am. Just because I talk about it online doesn't mean I'm going to hate you if you ask how I am. I love that. Ask me how I am, and ask me really direct questions. I love direct questions. I'm waffling. Story time, story time, story time / advice. That's a good one. I might keep that one. Story time, story time, story time / advice. Oh, that's smooth. I love it. Here we go. This is cool and very important and very relatable for everyone with a chronic illness. Fact. Word for word. Again, I'm so sorry. I need to write your names down. I don't have your name, but these are your words, exactly your words, as you've written them. And so for now, I'm going to give you the name Nelly, because we're currently house sitting someone and their cat is called Nelly. And she's a lovely cat. So whoever's written this, you're lovely. You're not a cat, and it hasn't come from Nelly the cat. But for this sake, this is from Nelly. And this says, "Hey, Oliver, I have a chronic illness, and I've been struggling with the idea of attending events recently, and would really appreciate some advice on how you go about navigating this." Big one, right? Because old Oliver, when I say old Oliver, I'm talking Oliver for 3 or 4 years. New Oliver's only the last sort of 2 years. Hence, I'm on social media much more regularly. Anyway, old Oliver, start of illness, 4 years in, horrible, deep thing. You develop like this horrible anxiety around it all, because every time you try and do something, it causes an issue. Pain, fatigue, wiped out for weeks, months, all the things. Why would you want to do that? So old Oliver says, easy, just don't go. Done. Moving on. But new Oliver, I've got something for you. I have actually got some advice. It is, I believe, it might not be. I'm saying it is, but this is from my point of view. You've asked me, I'm answering. It is a mixture of both practical and internal strategies. That feels factual to me. Plan everything in advance. Who's going? Where you're sitting? The vibe, logistics, transport. Ask them questions. Whoever's planned this thing, email them, text them, call them, Snapchat them, Instagram, however you communicate with them, because they will be so happy that you're going. And if they know what's going on with you right now, they'll be so pleased, bloody happy. And it's a massive deal. And they'll appreciate that. And if they don't go. But yeah, ask all the questions. Ask who you're sitting next to. So then you know what kind of convert. You just get it. Reassure your anxieties, all of them, and just plan everything. The steps, the distance from car, the terrain. You know, is it going to be bumpy? What shoes do I need to wear to be comfortable? Do I need my stick? Like, do all the things. Get it all planned. Have everything. And then you can arrive with a little bag and you can make it cool. Bring a cool bag, whatever. Not a cool bag, because there'll be food. Don't bring food. That would be really rude. I'm just picturing like a wedding. Don't bring your own food in a cool bag. I meant a cool bag. Like it looks cool. It can be cool as well if you're bringing cool related products, but don't bring food. It's rude. I'm not advising that. My advice is bring a bag that looks cool, that's filled with things that might help. And so for me, that would be a little TENS machine, some painkillers, little heat pad, um, maybe a little squishy thing, just to calm me down if I'm getting a bit, yeah, excitable and feeling high. Overwhelmed is the word I'm looking for. It reassures your brain and nervous system and prevents the deer in headlights kind of vibe where you're just walking into the unknown, and some things can be really scary and creepy and not creepy. Like, don't go anywhere creepy, but it can feel a bit creepy and overwhelming. And that sort of helps that. It's not going to prevent it completely. I've just prevent deer in headlights, but it doesn't prevent it completely because it still might happen. But you're ready because you've got your cool bag. Not cool bag, but cool bag. Fail to prepare. Prepare to fail. Bang! Just got it. I don't know how intense that actually needs to be. So maybe ignored that. I just needed to hit the quote. Internally, this is the internal preparation strategy. Give yourself permission to step out if needed. Outside, to the toilet, quiet corner. Bloody have a room organised. Have a little quiet room with a kettle. Have a cup of char with some biscuits and chill out with your cool bag that you've brought sandwiches. Don't take a cool bag. Just a cool bag, not a cool bag. I think you're going to get this. I'm really hoping I haven't confused you because I can't be advising everyone to take cool bags to all events with sandwiches. That's really bad. Unless you need that, then do that. If you need to do things to ensure your survival and not only survival, because that sounds like you should push through, because you shouldn't, your well-being. You want to feel like you're there to actually enjoy it. You don't want to feel like it's fucking torture. No one wants to be tortured. Full stop, really. I don't need to add anything to that. You're there. This is amazing. And so what if you're there for an hour or two instead of everyone else that's there for 6 or 8? Like, you're there. That's great. You've got up, you've got changed, you're wearing a cool top with a cool jacket, and you've brought your cool bag. Cool bag. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, don't go if you're not feeling well. God, that's actually genuine. Don't go. But you're saying, the idea of. And so I'm trying to reassure your idea of. Obviously, if you feel like shit, don't go. Fact, done. Oh, yeah. There's one thing you can't plan for, and that is conversations at the event. That's a whole other topic. But hopefully you're surrounded by nice people. Otherwise, you wouldn't be at that event, I'm thinking. Unless you go and you've got some like uncle or something that you never see who's a bit of a wanker, or something like that, or like a friend of a friend who doesn't get chronic illness and they say, oh, is that a disability then? And it's a whole other thing, and I've brought a real downer on this, so I'm going from a downer into an upper. We're going to the mantra, and this week's mantra is, I'm speaking for you here, this is your mantra, so repeat after me. I am the greatest faker of chronic illness. I'm fine. I'm a big fat liar. That's this week's mantra. I'm joking. It's not. That's sarcastic. Sick with sarcasm. Remember, like, this isn't true. The real mantra is, you are the strongest person you know. Fact. And that follows on from that advice column. I think that's so important. And you need to know that, because if you have a chronic illness, you have to be this amazing, strong, so strong-willed, sorry to use the word strong again, committed, driven, patient, accepting, vulnerable, lovely person. And all of those traits, is hard to find one of those in most people. And you have all of them because you have to, because you have a chronic illness, and you are the strongest person you know because of that. And loads more words. If I carried on, I would have waffled like I might do now, so I need to stop. Every few minutes, something is pushing at you, and you have to just manage it or get through it or negotiate with it. And like, you have to give yourself a pep talk 20 times a day just to survive. Like, you are the strongest person you know. don't argue with me. Like I've shown you in this podcast, I can be pretty fucking scary, mate. All right? Back to the mantra. Say it, believe it, and most of all, hold on to it. You are the strongest person you know. That is it. That's, oh my God, I've done it. I've done it after so long, after resting for ages, after negotiating events and a trip away and new medication that's sent me up and down. Shit. Oh my God. I don't think I've told you. Did I tell you the best one? Oh my God. That's so bad. Okay. Quickly. The best medication so far, I think, is the nicotine patch. Out of all of those things, nicotine patch. So if you want to try it, you can try it. It's really easy. 7 milligrams. Don't go higher. It's safe for even a 12-year-old. I've been assured by the consultant. Even a 12-year-old can have this. It's safe, I promise. Try it if you like. Give it a go. But 12 days for me so far. And I think that's where I've noticed a bigger change. I can't sing and I can't run and I can't do things that I want to do, but I feel a bit better. And I think it's since I started wearing nicotine patches, which is rogue because I've tried so many things. But nicotine patches perhaps might be helping slightly. They're not going to fix me. They're not going to fix you. But if they can make your day a little bit easier, great. Stick them on. And they're not massive anymore. The last time I saw them was when I was like 6. Someone's smoking auntie was wearing them, I think, at a party. Massive thing. Now, tiny. I'm going. Please, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, tell people. Listen again if you'd like to. This has been fun. I've really actually enjoyed this one. I say really actually as if I wouldn't enjoy it. Obviously, I'm going to enjoy it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be bloody doing it. But the idea of doing it recently wasn't good because I had pain talking. You know it. Chronic illness stuff. Done. So goodbye. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And I hope you appreciate you too. Unfortunately, by the end of this podcast, you probably still do have a chronic illness. So enjoy that. I'm sure that will be lovely. I will enjoy mine. You enjoy yours. Nicotine patch, maybe. I'm not advertising. Please don't do it if it's not right for you. I have lots of overactive nervous system symptoms. This is getting silly. I'm waffling so much. I'm going to cut myself right now. See you next week. Cut.